All right, I hope everybody's enjoying their Memorial Day weekend. It's slow on the 49ers news front. Yesterday, Jeremy Fowler reported that Brandon Aiyuk might be looking for a deal that's similar in size to Amon-Ra St. Brown's for the Detroit Lions. It was a very vague report. By the way, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the general numbers were 4 years, 120 million, so 30 million per year, which I think is the third most out of any wide receiver, maybe the second most. But people are freaking out over APY, which is average per year, without looking at details of these deals. Amon-Ra St. Brown only got $34.6 million fully guaranteed in that deal. That's the way more important number than the total, than the average per year. So 34.6 million fully guaranteed in Amon-Ra St. Brown's deal is like number 10 through 12. It's ranked fairly far down the total full guarantee amounts for wide receivers. And I can tell you this, if the 49ers only have to give Brandon Aiyuk $34.6 million fully guaranteed, I think that they would be doing cartwheels. But Brandon Aiyuk has been better than Amon-Ra St. Brown. We're talking better catch point efficiency, better yak efficiency, better separation grades. The yards per catch last year was insane for Aiyuk. The only reason that he hasn't had the raw statistical production of some of the top receivers in the league is because he's surrounded by so much other premium talents. The 49ers have to spread the ball around. But I've long said that the 49ers and this Brandon Aiyuk situation will be resolved when they agree on fully guaranteed money. And, somebody like Tyreek Hill has long paced the way for wide receivers with $52 million of fully guaranteed money in the deal that he signed with the Dolphins. $34.6 million for Amon-Ra St. Brown. That would be more than fair for the 49ers. I think they'd jump on that deal in a heartbeat. I would think that Brandon Aiyuk is going to ask for more. Now, the good news is that cash-rich teams are typically more okay than your average team in paying a lot of fully guaranteed money, because obviously they can afford it, but they can also get under the salary cap and manage the salary cap much more easily if they do give out a lot of fully guaranteed money, because typically fully guaranteed money is going to come in the form of a signing bonus. And by NFL rule, a signing bonus or a guaranteed option bonus against the salary cap is actually prorated. It's stretched out like an accordion. So over 5 years. So say that you give out a $50 million signing bonus and it's a 5-year contract. Well, only $10 million is going to count against the cap every year. 10 times 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, add up to 50. So it's a longer kind of burn. That's how the amortization of a signing bonus works. So the 49ers, I think, when you look at fully guaranteed money versus average per year, they're very happy to give out a deal that may not be as strong in the APY, but is definitely strong in fully guaranteed money to a player who deserves it. And that's why the 49ers have their whole A-list cutoff process, right? If you're an A-list player, they will pay you. They have paid A-list players in the past. There hasn't been any question about that for the 49ers in the past. They have the track record of paying Nick Bosa last year, paying Deebo Samuel the year before, paying Fred Warner in 2021, paying George Kittle in 2020. A-list players who are dependable will be rewarded with fully guaranteed money because the 49ers are a cash-rich team. Brandon Aiyuk is an A-list player who's dependable. He's missed only one game since his rookie season in 2020. 49ers obviously have to duck under the salary cap in future years. They want to keep as much cap flexibility as possible. The way that they're going to do that with somebody like Brandon Aiyuk is to give him a fairly large signing bonus and maybe even a guaranteed option bonus that kicks in year 2. So you have a couple different accordions in that contract. Nobody knows what the salary cap is going to be come 2025, 2026, 2027. It's all tied to NFL revenues, and nobody knows exactly what the revenues are going to be until those seasons actually hit. I think that the Taylor Swift effect led to jump in revenue that people a year ago were not anticipating. So that's actually helped the 49ers because they have a lot of stars to pay. But it's a little bit of a guessing game for San Francisco. They want to make sure that the sink does not overflow in terms of the salary cap. So when they do give out this contract to Brandon Aiyuk and they do structure it to make sure that the cap hits stay at bay for a few years, they're doing that all while anticipating that they may have to pay Brock Purdy and a whole lot of other people in future years. And they're kind of guessing to make sure that the sink does not overflow in those future years. Is it an educated guess? Of course it is. Have the 49ers done a good job with these educated guesses in the past? Of course they have. But all these reports coming out now, oh, Amon-Ra, St. Brown type money, this and that, it's all talk. Yeah, I mean, maybe an agent or somebody connected to Brandon Aiyuk mentioned that. And of course, Amon-Ra St. Brown grabbed headlines when he signed for $30 million a year. But those are fluffy numbers. You can, and his deal had a lot of fluff in it. Tyreek Hill's deal to get up to the $30 million a year had a lot of fluff in it. We'll see what Justin Jefferson signs for, and if his contract will have fluff to get up to $30 million. But you can add non-guaranteed money to the back end of these deals and increase the average in a fake way. What matters truly when it comes to, especially the smart players, and I think Brandon Aiyuk is a smart player, what really matters is the fully guaranteed money. And that's something that cash-rich teams have an advantage with. That's something that the 49ers have given out before. People watching this video and complaining about it, it's not your money. And as long as the 49ers manage it well within the hard cap of the NFL, it's hard to blame them for wanting to pay a player that's been as dependable and as efficient as Brandon Aiyuk. The efficiency has been absolutely off the charts for Brandon Aiyuk, especially this past season. At the same time, the 49ers, for culture purposes, I saw the Raiders, didn't they give Max Crosby about a $6 million raise? I can't wait to see the exact structure of what they did, but there was goodwill from the Raiders. It's Max Crosby, culture setter. We want to reward him for that. That will help our team culture even more. Raiders gave Crosby a raise. Something like that can happen with Christian McCaffrey. And the 49ers can also find a way to give out new money to McCaffrey, who's set to make $11.8 million, non-guaranteed this year on the base salary, which is obviously not commensurate with what he's delivering in the pass game. The running back market is just tough. 49ers can do something like that to help out Christian McCaffrey, and they can also find a way to wiggle around the cap with that money over the course of the next few years. You can never spend over the limit, which nobody knows exactly what that limit's going to be in a few years, and the cap space that's unused carries over from year to year, but you can guess around to where it will be, and you can be smart about your investments now. Guys like Aiyuk and McCaffrey, they represent smart investments because they've been durable, available A-list type players. And in general, when you're the 49ers, you pay those A-listers, you let the B-listers walk, you replenish those B-list possessions through the draft, and that's why we're going to be keeping such a close eye on how the 49ers rookies like Ricky Pearsall and company do this season. Sound financial strategy. The 49ers have been one of the best in the league at this. That's how they've built up such a strong roster. And I would encourage you to just go enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. We don't talk about drama here because that doesn't exist. I mean, if there is something dramatic, I'll talk about it. But as of right now, people need to actually sit down and, a lot of people need to learn football before they talk about the 49ers, but they should probably sit down and learn the numbers and the business side of this as well, because there's not a whole lot of drama going on right now with Brandon Aiyuk. 49ers normally get these deals done in July/August. I think they want to get this one done by July, by the time that the training camp starts, but APY and all those things being tossed around, it's just tiresome right now. Fully guaranteed money is what you should be paying attention to, and it is likely that deadline pressure is what is going to cause movement on the Aiyuk contract front. Maybe some deadline pressure will cause some movement for the 49ers to reward Christian McCaffrey as well with a little bit of a raise. All right, everybody, happy Memorial Day weekend. We're not quite there yet at Memorial Day. That's on Monday, but Saturday, beautiful out here in Tennessee.